Okay, Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera. Saya sekarang berada di Kuala Lumpur International Airport bersama seorang graduan GMI yang akan terbang ke Australia pada malam ini. So, saya akan interview beliau dan beliau akan menceritakan bagaimana beliau berada di sini pada hari ini dan bermula bagaimana di GMI. Ya, yeah? Okay, saya persilakan Cik Ashwaq betul lah. Okay. So Cik Ashwaq nanti boleh share kan bagaimana boleh kenal GMI, bagaimana boleh dengar GMI, bagaimana boleh pilih kursus di GMI compare institut yang lain. Ya, kita ada banyak institut di Selangor dan di Malaysia. Kenapa pilih GMI? Okay, boleh share kan?
Okay. So how I found GMI is through my mother. She used to do copywriting and stuff, and she came across GMI. She did like some copywriting work for GMI, I think, and then she saw that they had this variety of courses provided by GMI, and it's all very practical, and she thought that it would suit my my style of learning. So she recommended me to sort of like go through the list and see what I would be interested in. And I came across sustainable energy and power distribution. At that time, I wanted to study something related to sustainability. So I saw the word sustainable energy, and I did some more inquiries. I went to the open day at GMI, and I saw all the labs and everything. And I also talked to the TTOs there, and they explained the course, what they do there. And basically, I realized that that's something that I want to study. And so, because the courses that they offered there is in line with what I want to study, so it piqued my interest. And I looked at other institutions, and they didn't really have the kind of courses that GMI offered that I wanted to do. So basically, GMI was the only one that offered sustainable energy and power distribution at that time. I'm not sure now, but at the time, yeah. So that's what pushed me to enroll in GMI, and I think it was a great decision. And like, I'm thankful for my mom for introducing GMI to me, because even though like GMI has a lot of workload and it's quite stressful sometimes, but all that stuff is definitely worth it, because it helped kind of shape how I solve problems, how I see problems, and then like I know what to do or what I should do, basically. So that's why I chose GMI, because I thought that it would suit what I want to study.
Okay, terima kasih. Tadi saya dengar Cik Ashwaq daripada kos SEPD. So, boleh bagi tahu tak kenapa SEPD di GMI compared to others? And then pembelajaran di GMI 70% practical, 30% teori. So boleh terima tak benda tu, since Cik Ashwaq merupakan seorang perempuan. So kalau kita tahu dominan praktikal ni memang lelaki, memang pergi mana-mana pun lelaki. So kalau kat Malaysia memang common lah benda tu, kalau compare to outside maybe normal. So macam mana nak sesuaikan dengan surrounding yang majoriti pekerja dia lelaki. So kalau nak relate dengan culture Malaysia, okay tak benda tu?
Okay. Alright, so yeah, as I said before, sustainable energy and power distribution at GMI seems like it has a very well-structured learning modules, and it's also because Germany is a country which has like the best engineering knowledge. So, and I think one of the lecturers said that they basically use the same modules that they use at Germany. So that's why I feel like German-Malaysian Institute has the best would provide the best engineering education. So in terms of being like one of the few girls in SCPD, I've never really like cared about gender. It's never been a problem for me because I don't really think of it as anything. You just like communicating with one another, and I just do my best at what I do. And you know, if you're good at what you do and you can communicate well with everyone around you, it's not a problem really. Like you shouldn't look at gender as a constraint. Like I think most people see when girls see engineering, they don't really want to go into it because they see a lot of guys there. But if if it's something that you are passionate about and you really want to pursue your studies in engineering and everything, being a girl with in a male dominant place is not a problem. It's actually more like of an advantage because you stand out a lot and people will pay more attention to you. So if you do something good, like if you do well in class, and like the people will usually know it's you because you're the only girl and like you're one of the few girls. So so being one of the few girls is, I would say, it's more like a benefit rather than a disadvantage.
Okay, thank you. So to explanation daripada one of the best student at GMI. So pada malam ni beliau akan fly ke Australia. So boleh ceritakan sedikit macam mana boleh apply program under MARA untuk further study ke luar untuk ijazah punya program. And then MARA ada provide allowance tak sepanjang berada di Australia nanti? And then dari segi apa lagi MARA cover? Flight tickets ke, penginapan ke, and then boleh share kan nama institute di Australia dan kursus apa ambil di sana? Okay.
So how I was able to go under this program, the ISP program, is actually because the student counselor at GMI, Ms. Masla, she helped to apply for me, I think. And then so she told me that I was offered a place in the program. And when I found out about it, I was very happy, because I didn't expect that I would be able to go overseas and stuff. Yeah, so basically how I was able to come across this program is because of the student counselor at GMI. And so in Australia, I'm studying at RMIT University in Melbourne. I'm doing a bachelor's in engineering and I'm majoring in electrical and electronics engineering. MARA will provide allowance for me, and they will provide they've given me they provide an allowance of 1,200 AUD per month. And besides allowance, they will also provide a relocation allowance, which they will only give once, which is 1,800 AUD. They will also cover the price of the flight ticket going to and coming back to Malaysia. So besides that, they also pay for the insurance there. I think like around 600 AUD per year. That's it. In terms of accommodation allowance, it's included together with the allowance that they give, which is the 1,200 AUD. Basically, that's it.
Wah. So kalau kita dengar amount tu memang banyaklah MARA bagi kepada untuk pelajar di Australia. And then last question, future planning. So sama ada nak stay kerja di luar negara ke, nak kembali ke Malaysia ke? So kenapa di luar negara dan kenapa bukan di Malaysia? Okay.
So my plan is to, after I finish studying at Australia, after I graduated, I want to try and work in Australia because I want to have the experience of working in their culture, because their working culture in Australia is different compared to Malaysia. I do want to work in Malaysia too, but I want to work in Malaysia once I've had all the experience, you know, I've built up my career and everything. So when I come back to Malaysia, I can work as something like a director or something. Yeah, basically. My field of work, I want to work in the energy industry, which is closely related to what I've been studying in GMI and right now at RMIT University. And I hope I want to use the knowledge that I've learned to advance in my career. Yeah.
Okay. Last but not least. Okay. So, apa ucapan untuk adik-adik yang bakal menduduki SPM pada tahun ni? Dan apa tips-tips untuk berjaya seperti Ashwaq? Ya? Daripada diploma dapat sambung degree di overseas. So, macam mana preparation dia untuk starting daripada SPM tu? So, especially untuk bekas sekolah Ashwaq di SMK, okay.
For SPM, I've always done self-studying. So I would always review all the materials given by the teachers, and basically you just have to study a lot and understand the basic concepts of what you're learning. My style of learning is that I just write everything down and try to concise all the working principles and all the definitions and everything into like one page, and then I would just read on that page over and over again until it's somewhat stuck in my head. Yeah. So besides studying hard, I like this quote where people say, study smart, not hard, because studying smarter is way easier compared to, and it's more effective compared to studying hard, because when you study smart, you're actually able to use your time more effectively, and therefore you can absorb more knowledge. Compared to studying hard, is more to you're studying hard, but you're not trying to study in the most effective way. So yeah. Also, studying my diploma compared to studying for my SPM is completely different. There are completely different ways of studying, because when you do your diploma, especially at GMI, where 70% of your weightage is more to practical than theory, so you really have to understand what you're learning and put it into practice. And to be able to do that effectively, you can't really self-study. You need to basically, you have to apply it. You have to be able to know how to apply what you learn. And sometimes when you don't understand those materials, you have to ask your lecturers everything about it. And also in terms of group work, because GMI has a lot of group work, it's always important to have really good teamwork in your group. I was lucky enough to have really good classmates, and they were all really supportive of everything I do, and I feel like we support each other really well. So we knew each other's weaknesses and strengths, and we would support whatever we need. So sometimes I'm good at studying, so I would help out my classmates with studying sometimes, and so there are other classmates who are good at practical stuff, and they would help me out with that one. So yeah, in terms of being successful in GMI, you really have to have good support, basically, because group project is a big thing in GMI, and you really have to know how to communicate with all your team members, especially for your final year project. That's the most crucial part. You really have to apply all the knowledge that you learned in the previous semesters. Also, the things that you did not learn, you have to learn something new. I had to learn how to program a language that I didn't learn. It was challenging, but it was fun because, you know, you get to accomplish great things, and you know that you've accomplished it through your own hard work, as well as through all your team members, and you feel inspired by them, seeing them working together, and you just want to make the project happen so that they can get good grades and I can get good grades as well. Yeah.
Sekian dari saya, Rizwan daripada GMI.
Ashwaq daripada SMK Bandar Sri Putra, German-Malaysian Institute, and now RMIT University.
Bye.
Bye.